So we are back. How is everybody doing?
Doing good, man.
A round of applause for being the gentleman that you are. So today is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a very fun show. We are going to be talking about 80s and 90s Saturday and Sunday morning cartoons. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. We will have a couple of stragglers come in. Warren, Lunchbox Warren said he'll be in as soon as he can, and same with Professor Savage Dad. So, yeah. So this subject is actually kind of cool for me because, like, as I was, not allowed to do a lot of stuff, this was something I could do because they were on early, so I could wake up earlier than everybody. So, but as we get through the nostalgia and what's our favorite, probably like theme songs, all that type of stuff, everything like that. Let's go around the horn here and say hey to the panelists. What's up, Gray? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. I'm doing good. Excited to be here. Excited to talk about something I actually love. That seems rare these days. So, good times.
Oh, man.
I'm assuming that, Bob, maybe you have the same feeling.
Man, I can relate to that statement so much.
How are you, buddy?
Oh, man, doing good, man. Just put up a review of the new Running Man over on my channel. I got to see that last night.
Oh, hell yeah.
I took my 16-year-old and my 18-year-old to see it, and they had a blast with it. I'll be honest, I still prefer the original, but I had a good time with it. I don't think the people out there are hating it. I don't think it's that bad. I thought it was entertaining. Had a good time.
Out of curiosity, are you usually a Edgar Wright fan?
You know what? I've liked some of his stuff, and when I saw that he was directing it, I was like, okay, this is going to be really, really cool. And I saw some people that were disappointed because it didn't meet their expectations. But as far as I was concerned, I mean, it was what I thought it was going to be for the most part. I still like the original better because I think the original has, a lot of charisma and gravitas, and it's over the top and everything. And this is a lot more grounded. I kind of like the fact that the original's so cheesy and over the top, but I had a good time. It was fun.
Well, that's good, man. I'm definitely gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it. I did watch Frankenstein, and
that was a good movie.
I did watch Naked Gun, so I'll talk about that later. But we have
Nice.
all the way from England, Charles, more known as Will. No. How you doing, Charles? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. It's good to have you here.
It's
Are you ready to talk about awesome cartoons?
Yeah. There's things I don't remember though. I'm gonna have a hard time remembering theme songs and things. But
I think whenever the mind starts going, it might come back to you. You never know. It might. That's how it is for me. Because when I was writing down my list of stuff and I was looking at shows I was trying to see because I knew I wouldn't remember enough, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I think hearing everyone else's picks too might jar something loose.
Yeah. So, Gray, what would you say? Saturday and Sunday mornings, was that big in your life? Was that big for television in your life?
It was huge, man. That was when I actually got like kind of like you were mentioning, I could just wake up before everybody else, and then I actually got to watch some shit that was new. Other than that, I kind of had my classic tapes, which the aforementioned Old Running Man was one of them. I would just sit there with my collection of like 10 movies and just watch those over and over again. But Saturday mornings, I got to watch like my own shit. And man, it stuck with me. There's some of them that just, you mentioned the theme songs. I could do like word for word almost every one of these theme songs. They are like indelibly etched into my brain. So yeah, man, really formative.
So what do you think was the first animated show? Like, we'll say we'll separate like, Simpsons type stuff, because obviously that's not kind of what we're in here for. What would you think was the first one? Because I remember the first one for me. It was Galaxy Rangers. That was like the first cartoon. I was just like, wow, what the hell is this? I had no idea. That might be a little bit too early for some people, but that was one that I remembered very well. So what was like the first show cartoon that grabbed you?
For me, it was totally Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, TMNT, man. And that's the one that I'm really thinking of that I can give you that theme song like word for word. I mean, there's only so many words in it, but
Yeah.
still. Dude, I remember Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers. I had a weird ass one of those mechanical horses and a little figure that came on it. I inherited a bunch of toys, so I didn't know where the hell they came from, but I totally had one of those. I think the one guy was named like Lone Star or something.
Yeah.
I remember that show. I don't think I ever watched it live, but yeah, man, TMNT is the one for me.
Turtles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be Turtle Power, man.
I think there's a lot of people that blew up. That blew up hugely. And you could see, like, if you obviously people don't remember episode order when they're a little kid, but when you go back and you buy like the DVDs or something like that, and you see it's like the first season, 6 episodes, second season, 13, third episode, 87 episodes. You're like, oh, that's when it became super popular. Someone says in the chat, G.I. Joe was his first cartoon I got into, then TMNT. Yeah, that's G.I. Joe was a huge one. G.I. Joe was a gigantic one. The movie, the G.I. Joe animated movie, along with the Transformers movie, those were 2 really big influences in my childhood. But Bob, same question. What was Saturdays big for you in your house?
Oh
and,
gosh.
what was your lead-in cartoon or something that you remembered fondly?
Like Gray, I could still sing several of these theme songs, or I could hum several of them. So yeah. I think for me, it was probably 2 different cartoons. I
Okay.
used to love Scooby-Doo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Going on these mysteries, and then all the different the haunted houses they would go into, getting chased by these ghosts. And then always at the end, they'd pull off the mask and be like, oh, it's Mr. So-and-so. And then I loved it even more when they would say, no, that's what they want you to think. And they'd pull off a second mask, and so definitely Scooby-Doo. And I love them up there. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, Scooby-Doo was one. And the other one I really got into as a kid at an early age was He-Man.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, He-Man was oh gosh, yeah. I mean, how much more manly can you get? I mean, it's He-Man, and then the counterpart to that was She-Ra. I mean, you couldn't get any more than that. I mean, I loved it. And you mentioned Gray about how there weren't many words in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song. There's even less in the He-Man theme song. That's it, just He-Man, And so, but yeah, those are probably the 2 for me. Were Scooby-Doo and He-Man.
Scooby-Doo and He-Man. So, Charles, did you have any of this growing up, or was it more like later on in life?
Does Looney Tunes count? Because
Yes, it does.
I watched that quite a bit, and I can't remember if it was Saturday mornings, but like that was always on for me at some point. To counter Bob bringing up He-Man, I watched He-Man quite a bit, but I also watched Thundercats quite a bit as a kid.
There you go.
Thundercats.
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 Yeah.
Lion.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I don't know why I think men are sexy now, but
yeah, you don't know why. Maybe it's subconscious. Who knows? Who knows why? Especially man cats.
Cheetara was probably my first crush because I don't know.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I all of those, but yes, Looney Tunes for me for sure. So in my younger youth, growing up in New Jersey, we had we got a lot of the New York channels because we lived right across the Hudson. So there was a lot of like over the air stuff, and they had like the Madison Square Garden channel, but they also had the radio channel called Z100, and that had its own TV like syndicate. It was like a syndicated channel, and they played tons of Looney Tunes on Saturday and especially Sunday morning. I remember before having to go to church watching Looney Tunes, and there was always like some of the shorts that I loved. It was like Daffy Duck as Robin Hood. That was just so good.
I remember
like
that one.
Bugs versus the Bull, when the Bull's sharpening up oh my God, the Looney Tunes today. And I bought a lot of the platinum and silver anniversary collections. That is one of the things that we do on Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Is Thanksgiving, usually it's just me, my wife, and my son eating. Because my mom, she goes out to wherever. But my whole family, like my sister, her kids, my other sister, her kids, my brother will be here this year, which is going to be weird. But we all get together and we watch football, but we also watch Looney Tunes, and we end the night with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Nice.
That's a, funny
there we
Thanksgiving
go.
movie. So, yeah. Well, this is a pretty good comment here. He says, Fraggle Rock, I remember that one, but that's about it because I was high on life at the age of 8. Oh my God, how things changed. You're not wrong. You are not incorrect.
Fraggle Rock
that
was awesome though, man. I loved that one. Like, I was obsessed with the weird ass builder
Let the
things.
music play. Out of Fraggle Rock. I mean, that was the
cool.
thing, man. And breakfast
like
cereal was huge to pair with your cartoons.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That was a big one. Remember Nintendo cereal? It came in 2 bags.
Yes. Yeah. Wasn't it a Zelda bag and a Mario bag or something?
Yes.
They had a couple of different ones, but
yeah,
there was like a yellow cereal and a
yellow
pink
and green and blue
and there was
red. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it tasted the same. It was sugar, but it was good.
for sure. And they gypped you so bad because there was 2 bags in there. You're like 2 different types, but you got like 2 bowls of each. There was like 4.5 bowls of cereal in there.
Hey, Greg,
Do you remember the weird ass Nintendo themed cartoons back in the day? There was Captain N, the Game Master.
Yes.
I rarely caught that one. I never watched the full series, but I remember just loving that. Where you had Simon Belmont and the dude with the glove.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Simon Belmont was so weird in the Mother Brain. I'm the Mother Brain. Like that weird voice. And Simon Belmont was just all like Dudley Do-Right type of person. Like it was crazy. Yeah, it was Captain N, the Game Master. Yeah,
it was such a weird ass cartoon.
It was
and then they had Kid Icarus and a bunch of other randos that were all together in this group squad thing.
The Super Mario,
Super Mario
Show?
Super Show with Crazy
Captain
Lou
Lou.
Albino.
I remember that.
Yeah,
where he was live action.
Yes.
Before or after, right? Yeah. Okay. I do remember
before,
that.
And then they would do one cartoon, and then they would either have a Zelda episode at the end, or once a week, or another Mario or something. And
it was like Mario Monday through Thursday with the Zelda cartoon on Friday.
Right. Yeah. And they would have. I remember the episode with Nicole Eggert. I remember that because I was like Charles in Charge and the crossover of wrestling. Charles in Charge, Captain Lou Albano, and freaking Nintendo. My God. It was just you don't think those things go together, but apparently they did. They went together well. As he says, does Commander Cobra name come from Cobra and Commando? I don't know.
Oh.
Did the show predate the movies? At least Cobra. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm 100% not sure. That's a good question. That is a very good question. That I don't know.
Okay, Commando came out in 85. So
did Cobra too.
Give me 1 second. I gotta go ahead. You guys can talk. I gotta send out an invite to Savage Dad here.
When did G.I. Joe then release?
I think G.I. Joe was first. If both the movies are 85, wasn't G.I. Joe before 85?
Let's see. It could have been because I'm looking and it says the G.I. Joe cartoon movie was in 87. The cartoon had to have at least been running a couple of years.
Okay.
I would think.
It's interesting.
It's possible. I just don't know, but that is a very good question. That is a I like that question. But that's one that with the Mario Super Show, you watch it, right? And then there was different iterations of the Mario. There was Mario World, which only had a few episodes. That was later on. That was, with Yoshi and all that stuff. And then there was the Super Mario 3 show.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I actually got a bootleg disc for my children of all those shows, and they were just progressively worse animation. It just didn't get better at all. But they loved it, man. They loved seeing Mario, on TV, like talking and doing things for them, which was huge in their world. But
Did any
great.
of it hold up? Like
Go ahead.
I remember thinking it was cheesy as hell, like the Super Mario Super Show.
They don't
I
hold
don't
up.
remember Mario 3 or Super Mario World, but I don't know, was it a product of its time, or could the kids see some sort of value in it?
Well, I could say this. I can't give you a good explanation. I can say this, that my children, like I said, I only exposed them to what, like DVDs and stuff. Because whenever I had kids and I was looking at programming for kids, it was all stupid. It was all just mind-numbing, dumb stuff. So I just was like, no. There was a few shows that they watched as they got a little bit older, but it was mostly DVDs in my house for them. And I tried to recreate certain things. Like we'd have once a month, we would do, like, I would make a big breakfast and they would come downstairs. They'd all run downstairs and I'd put DVDs in of old cartoons. Like Gummy Bears, like freaking.
I forgot about Gummy Bears, man, with the gummy juice.
I had a similar situation because my mom liked to bounce around a lot. She
Like a gummy
very,
bear?
very young when moving. So we wouldn't pay for cable because she would, leave on a whim. But my mother's brothers would tape record cartoons and stuff for me, and I would have to watch secondhand and on my schedule, and things like that happened where I was witnessing cartoons and having to fast forward through commercials, which was a bit of a plus. But
some of them were the best commercials. That was where the toy commercials were, and all the candy and the cereals.
Well, we couldn't afford cable. You think I was going to be able to fawn over whatever the greatest toys were?
That's very true.
Then I got to see, and I got to at least be a part of pop culture. Like, oh, that's what the Skip It looks like, or whatever.
Skip it.
What's funny is that you mentioned the cereal commercials. A lot of those were cartoons themselves. What's his name? The Lucky Charms one, and then
Silly Rabbit. Silly Rabbit.
Oh yeah, Silly Rabbit, or Count Chocula and Frankenberry and all those. I mean, they were all cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Any cartoons, but they were cartoons.
Mm.
What was the one? Was it Cocoa Pebbles, or not Cocoa Pebbles? That was
that's the Flintstones.
The Flintstones
one. There was what was the one that had? It might have been Tricks, maybe. Was that the one with the crazy bird?
Fruit Loops.
Toucan Sam.
Fruit Loops. That had the continuation commercials. He would get caught up somewhere, and it's find out next time on the next commercial. You're like, son of a bitch, what happened to him?
Linear storytelling.
There were so many that were almost the exact same, though. There's also that stupid chocolate rabbit and the Hershey's. What was it? Now I forget what they were even called. The ball ones.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, Cocoa Puffs. Going crazy for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah,
my favorite were the seasonals. You got the Halloween. You got Count Chocula and Boo Bear. They had a big.
Those get too much. I'm sorry, Frankenberry and Fruit Brute are where it's at. You guys, everyone.
I think
Fruit Brute. Anybody could eat it.
Oh no, I don't.
They weren't seasonal back then, though. They were around all year back then.
Were they?
Not for us.
Yeah.
At least not for us where we were.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it only came around during certain seasons. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, now it is for us now, because I was my wife was like, Frankenberry, and we're like, yeah, let's eat it. And we're like, oh, this tastes like shit now. It's horrible. It's god awful. Whatever they did, they changed cereal at some point in time, and it does not taste the same.
They did. Now it's fully hydrogenated, artificial flavor like cereal. Cereal-like substances made.
But the colors like the cartoons.
It definitely is.
The colors are
very colorful.
Yeah, if you look, the colors let you see the full spectrum of the rainbow, of the full spectrum of the autism rainbow once you eat enough of them.
Yeah, I got Fruit Loops in the UK, and it was just tan colored. I'm like, wait, what? This isn't exciting to eat at all.
Did it taste good?
No. It just, we put meth in our cereal. I'm certain of it. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all they had during the war. Damn it!
So yeah, we had there was just I feel that with everything at your fingertips and stream like there it kind of takes away from the nostalgia of being a kid. Like
Oh yeah.
there I don't is there nostalgia for children might have things that they're like, "Oh yeah, I like that." But it's like, well, it never went away. Like it didn't go away for you, you know? How many people have gone in and bought retro things? Like I bought years ago for like I said, my oldest son, I really tried hard to keep him away from like the stupid television, like really dumb stuff. And I was just like, because my nephews, my sister let them watch whatever they want, and whenever we would go over there,
SpongeBob,
they'd be watching stupid things. There were some good SpongeBob episodes, but I didn't. That's not something that we would watch all the time in our house. It was mostly old, like I said, older stuff. But like there was just Cartoon Network had so many just shows on there that I was just like, whoa, dude. I felt dumber while I was in there.
Oh, yeah. That was
I was just like, oh, okay. I can't get away from it.
It actually got stupider when they killed broadcast cartoon television, like when they stopped being able to fund whole cartoon shows off of toy sales and shit. The cartoons actually got fucking worse.
Well,
like,
yeah,
progressively, slowly, but they still got shittier. I mean, we did get Justice League, I'll give you that, but it was a downhill slide from the moment Bill Clinton's FCC said, "You know what? We need more educational programming that children won't watch," and instead of even trying it, most networks just said, "Oh well, we're just not going to air afternoon."
Some of that educational programming was awesome, though. Like, I'm not kidding. My classic literature knowledge all comes from Wishbone. It was an awesome show that was sponsored by the government.
Dude, remember Square One TV?
Oh, I remember Square One.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like Math Man and what was it? They had
yeah,
MathNet. It was like Dragnet. They had the Maltese Falcon. That stuff was fantastic. But yeah, like so.
As a former employee of PBS, I think this discussion is not fair. That's all I'm going to say.
And the former employee of a very educational show. I also learned to write because of that show.
Well, you know
I
what?
just started going outside.
I did watch Reading Rainbow because
Reading Rainbow.
And I watched it afterwards because I was like, that's Jordy. He's from Star Trek.
I saw it before it was Jordy. In all honesty, when I was a kid, the visor had me fooled. I didn't fucking realize it was him for a while.
Yeah, I didn't know about that until
I watched Reading Rainbow all the time at my grandma's house and shit.
Well, that seemed to be, a big difference too. If you had like cool grandparents, like they would let you watch whatever. If you had somewhat, tolerable grandparents, they were like, turn on the WQED and you can watch Arthur. It'll show you some stuff. And you're like, fuck.
Arthur was kind of cool. It led to some great memes.
Is that the rat with the sweater?
He's an aardvark, sir. AARDVARK.
You can spell
with a
rat.
Sweater.
I mean, he's a large rat with a sweater, but yes.
Yeah,
unless you meant Rizzo from the Muppets, that's a different rat.
So I mean, I Tom and Jerry was also a big influence on me.
Yeah.
I thought that those were, a lot of the Tex Avery cartoons, because you could go to like Blockbuster or whatever place that was renting videos, and you could get videos by creator. They had like the Tex Avery collection, the Friz Freleng collection, this, whatever. And my favorites were always getting the Mel Blancs, because obviously he did so many of the most iconic voices. And I always liked the Bugs Bunny goes to Pismo Beach, because like he'd always make jokes about it, but he actually went there. Like he made the correct turn at Albuquerque and ended up at Pismo Beach and ate all the clams. And then Daffy Duck ruined it, that bastard.
Daffy Duck always showed up to fuck things up,
which is great. It's like one of those things that's I don't know. It's one of those things that is a staple, is Daffy Duck just screwing things up. And I don't know if you guys like Tiny Toons. I wasn't. I wasn't. I liked the Tiny Toons movie, the summer vacation movie. I thought that was freaking hilarious. but I was more into Animaniacs than I was the Tiny Toons. But I still
Mhm.
liked it. I still liked
Yeah.
it.
The Tiny Toons is kind of the platform that Spielberg used to not even just launch into Animaniacs, but convince Warner Brothers to do an animation division. WB Kids exists because of Tiny Toons for the most part.
Monty Bruce, that's so true. As soon as you knew they didn't want to do nothing, out came that VCR on the freaking metal stand with the
Oh,
TV
yeah.
connected.
And that last week of school, when they're like, well, we've already gotten through all the work, but in order to maintain our funding, we've got to have butts and seats. So let's get a VCR out. Here we rolling it in.
We're gonna do that. I remember, remember the old recorders that the teachers had, those little like black cassette tapes, and you would do like the read-alongs, and it had that orange button that was for record. Well, we were doing a watch along thing, and I remember my teacher, her name was Mrs. Hunter. This is in second grade. Well, she thought she pressed play, but she also pressed record, and she's like waiting and waiting, and she looked down and she went, "Oh shit!" And everybody laughed, right? And then and it played back, and she just said, "Oh shit" again, and she was just looking down like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't even care. I don't even care. Just listen to this, you stupid little kids, and fucking I'm leaving the classroom to go smoke or whatever she was doing.
That sounds like something they would do. Dude, I've got a question really quick here, Lapsed. Is there a reason why I'm seeing two of us in the backstage?
Yeah, because they have
Mars.
They have Mars.
They went to Mars. Now you've got multi-aspect ratio streaming. So that's us vertical. This is us horizontal.
I can't
This
wait
is
for the Snickers
weird.
to pop up.
Yeah,
They had a
that
huge
one
update.
just has peanuts in it.
They had a huge update for StreamYard. So like if people are watching on their phone, they can have it this way, or if they're doing it this way, it's both. But anyway, so back to the cartoons. I went and I had a list. I went and made a list, and I was gonna start going down some of
It's a good
this
time to
list.
check it twice.
Well, I am almost as fat as Santa Claus, so in my stomach.
That wasn't a side-handed jab. I was just being festive.
Oh.
Had nothing to do with weight. I apologize.
No, you don't have to apologize. It's funny. So I got on here, we had Scooby-Doo, obviously a staple, right? There was
The OG.
Flintstone Kids. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh yeah, I remember that one where
There
they themselves were little
Caveman.
kids.
Yeah,
Oh, is it like their answer to Muppet Babies?
I think so. Because it was later than Muppet Babies. It was definitely like after
Muppet
Babies had come
Was it after Muppet Babies? I thought Flintstone Kids was later or earlier.
out. I don't think so. I don't.
I mean, well,
Muppet
yeah.
Babies was early 80s.
Someone being murdered
What's the
somewhere?
early 80s? Oh, I think it's just the
Could be me.
TV background. Or yeah, that's just the there's actually women locked inside of the jar of mustard. If you didn't know, that's what powers.
Usually the noise gate picks that. I'm sorry, my bad. So we
Let
talked
them
about like
breathe,
Muppet
Greg.
Babies. We talked about Tiny Toons. I like the other spinoff though, man. DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Oh, that's the best spinoff. I mean,
He's
that-
related to Donald. It's tangential, but
Yeah.
man, I love me some Scrooge McDuck.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Scrooge McDuck. I worked for Scrooge McDuck for a while. The CEO,
Woo!
the CEO at my old job was a crotchety old Scotsman
Ah.
who was very cheap.
And he swam in his vault of gold.
That was the joke we made all of the time. Like, oh, he's not here this week. Is he in LA? Oh, he's out at the vault. I see. We can't forget Astro Boy, which Laps was there when it first premiered.
Oh, shut up. God damn it. I was not born in the
He's
50s.
gonna get into anime.
Astro Boy, the Bob's Burger looking fella,
Yeah, kind of.
Yes. Or what is it? Bob's Big Boy.
or Bob's Big Boy looking
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I always thought they were the same person until
So-
recently.
Flintstone Kids came out in 86 and Muppet Babies was 84. So
I watched Muppet Babies do Star Wars before I saw Star Wars.
I remember that episode. Jeez,
That's the only
wow.
one I think of when I think of Muppet Babies, because I was like, I don't know about this Star Wars thing, but this seems pretty fun.
see, I knew you would remember things. See?
Yeah.
didn't
You just gotta tap things loose and like cobwebs.
Find it
They'll
in
fall
there.
off.
But yeah, that's crazy, man. So we had that. Anybody watch Garfield and Friends?
Oh,
I
fuck
did.
yeah. Dude. That's a
I-
holiday classic. The Halloween episode, the Thanksgiving episode. I mean, those
Dude,
are that's in the pantheon of classic holiday cartoons, but even the regular
I
shows.
loved the Garfield. Did anyone like the Friends though? The
The
like
US
stupid
Acres?
like
No.
Oh, US
It's not
Acres?
like
I
US
didn't hate
Acres.
US Acres. They weren't great, but it didn't stand up to what you were getting from Garfield. And I love
that
love
what is
Garfield.
he even called?
It was
Mhm.
called US
It was
Acres.
US Acres?
It was
There's
called-
more than
Yeah,
just Odie.
Yeah, it was like
Well,
people on the farm.
yeah,
The animals on the farm. Yeah, it was US
I
Acres.
think it was like a pig named Orson or something. There was a chicken. I can't remember what his named, and then
Yep.
there was the one who didn't come out of his shell named
There was
Sheldon.
yeah, and then there was the duck named Wade, and then there was the sister and brother sheep. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
My
US
uncle's
I hated that part of the show. I don't know why, but I loved the Garfield part.
I love like back when you were a kid, and I don't know if I've always meant to go and look and see if I could find, because I know it aired on like PBS got the license for that, which was weird. They had the license for it for a while because it's on some of the episodes that I have on DVD. And I'm like, I don't think PBS is going to air this. Garfield tells people that he wants to drug them out and they should be drug out in the street and be shot, which is hilarious.
That was during the Reagan administration, not the Clinton administration.
Yes,
So-
it was.
So the Garfield Halloween, the thing that stood out to me most was candy.
Oh yes,
I don't know
yes.
why, like that's. But if you watch those now, right, some of the music is some of the funniest shit because it is so bad. It is so bad. It's just like guy and piano, and
Dude,
it just, it's
the way
so
some of them
funny.
are mastered too, like if you find them now, even like the old DVDs I have, or even the virtual, like, or not virtual, but the digital stuff on like Amazon, where I bought like the Halloween episode one year just to get it on Amazon. It's still not great. They're pulls from somewhere. I don't think they pulled them from the original film or anything either.
I don't think they recorded that stuff on
somewhere.
film. It's probably
I don't
on
know where they-
tape somewhere. So that it's not
Yeah,
a great
unlike
original
old
copy,
videos.
at least. Right.
No,
It's
yeah,
probably
they're like on
studio
VHS.
tape, those big VHS, those big things.
Yeah, the betas.
Yeah, it's probably one of those.
But yeah, it's still great
it's
to
the
watch.
Great
Dude, all the
Pumpkin Charlie
holidays.
Brown. That's true.
Oh yeah, you
That's
gotta watch. I mean, that's yet another one. I mean, Steve
we
saw them
do.
when they first aired.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I have a bunch of-
I was there when it first aired. It was 1976. I was there.
Oh, Dice is going to throw something really obscure out there.
Okay.
I
Doc.
want to know, Dice. Or Doc, excuse me. I am.
It's all right.
Okay.
It's a learning process. One
Witch's
out.
I think I
Night.
remember Witch's Night Out.
Went out.
Wasn't that the
Huh.
one where the
No.
witch could turn the kids into like real werewolves or ghosts or whatever it was that they wanted to be?
I have no idea. I've
Yeah.
never seen. That is
Oh.
very obscure. That's
Yeah.
That looks awesome, though.
so. Oh, he said
Okay,
correct.
yeah, he says correct. Yeah, that's the one. I remember that one.
I mean, that's almost as obscure as Gray getting nightmares from Punky Brewster. Man gets trapped in
Dude.
cave wall.
No, it's not man. It was a boy. And look
Boy,
it up.
sorry,
It
boy,
scarred
boy,
many a child. I don't know why I had a cassette tape of it, but it scared
He's
me.
angry at
Almost
me.
as much as Large Marge. No, it's seriously, look it up. I wish, I mean, I could play you the clip right now. It is disturbing. This kid becomes the cave. It is weird.
What's
yeah,
funny
good times.
is I did look that up. I saw the pictures, probably the same ones you did on Image. I didn't see the video of it, but I did see it, and that is a very unnatural. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea why
Laps.
I had a tape of that. I know
Laps.
nothing else of Punky Brewster.
Back office.
Charles.
Back office lap.
Back office. Okay,
Oh,
There's someone's
hell
waiting in the
yeah.
green room.
got it.
The doc just brought up another one.
Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry, Warren. What's up, Warren? How you doing, buddy?
What is up? How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you, sir?
I am
Things are better
doing
now.
wonderful.
Look at this. We have all the everyone is here now. And we can- So Warren, just a couple of things that we went over. and we'll ask you the same things. Was Saturday and Sunday cartoons, or just Saturday, Sunday morning, was that a big thing in your house growing up?
Yeah.
And what was your lead-in cartoon, or what was the one that you gravitated towards the most?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage
hell yeah.
Mutant Ninja. Yeah, all day long. I love that one. I've been thinking about this too since you talked about doing the show, and I keep on mixing up because there was cartoons every morning, and there was cartoons like after work. So I'm trying to, or after school. I'm trying to remember which ones were just the Saturday ones, like Sonic the Hedgehog, Ninja Turtles, Garfield. I want to say
they would rerun Ninja Turtles during the week.
Yeah.
So some of those became
depending where you live, because I didn't get that. When I lived in New Jersey, we didn't get like our cartoons during the week. At least that I remember from. I know CBS ran what they did because it was mostly soap operas by the time I get home. But like it was Transformers, G.I. Joe.
Yeah. In the morning.
No, we had that after school. That was after school for us. Yeah, that was like 3 to 4. And then I want to say it was Voltron because it wasn't so, and there was GoBots. That's what it was. GoBots. Remember the GoBots?
Yeah.
I remember.
Remember Mask?
Oh yeah, I remember Mask.
Yes. What was the one with the kid where if he got too hot, he would turn into a car? You remember that? It was like he turned into like a red sports car.
Okay,
And it was either because he was like too hot or something along those lines. But it went for a while, but I can't. I remember him like being in a car in a shower one time because of some freaking reason.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know. I don't remember about a kid getting revved up and becoming a car.
Yeah, I was into the car cartoons.
Are you talking about Turbo Teen?
Yeah, Turbo Teen.
That sounds like
It might have been it. Yeah.
Matthew turns into his red sports car when exposed to stream heat. Look at that memory of Lunchbox Warren. Good Lord. And that's probably why he's writing the acclaimed series, available soon, The Adventures of Sig and Joe.
So
I don't know if I remember that one. That's interesting. That's definitely one I don't remember seeing.
Yeah, that was what I remember because he was like, there was that one, and I remember the old RoboCop cartoon, which was weird that they turned a hard R movie into a kid's cartoon.
Yeah, I'm all about it, man. I love the Aliens action figures and the Predator ones. That were a little later, but man, I love the kid version of it.
Oh yeah,
did Rambo have a cartoon also?
What?
Short days, but yeah.
Yes. You remember the what was it? The All Stars.
Beetlejuice had a cartoon. Remember?
Beetlejuice did.
Oh yeah,
that was only
Beetlejuice was a fun cartoon.
You remember the one they had where it was like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, and Joe Montana?
It was like the All Stars. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, and
that was
then
a
there
weird
was
one. It was kind of like the Captain N thing, but of sports.
After school special though too about not smoking weed and stuff, and it had like Michelangelo.
I think the government made all of them do it. Oh yeah. The All-Star one. That was the best. You're right. There were very special episodes of all of them.
Captain N, the Game Master.
Oh yeah, I love.
It was a kid with a zapper, and I was like, "Fuck you, kid!"
And he had
the glove, man.
Belt and the glove, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
he hung around with Mega Man, and that was pretty cool.
This was another odd one that they came later in the 90s. You had X-Men, the animated series, obviously.
Dude,
Spider-Man.
Best music in any of them. I would put X-Men's theme up against anyone's.
If you like X-Men's theme, go to the Labs Comic Fan channel and watch my history of X-Men and listen to Kevin Broderick's awesome music that he did for that, which is fucking cool as hell. But there was Spider-Man.
Hell's not cool. Hell's lame.
It was hot as hell, and then he turned into a car and he drove away. There was the Spider-Man cartoon. There was the Fantastic Four cartoon, the Iron Man cartoon, and possibly my favorite now as an adult was the Silver Surfer cartoon. It was only 13 episodes.
Yeah, it didn't get a lot of play for sure. Way underrated.
How did we skip over one of the most classic ones, though? Like we just skipped over the real Ghostbusters.
I have that on my list.
Oh,
Which one?
But The real Ghostbusters, that one. There was the other Ghostbusters one
With
that wasn't so good, but the real Ghostbusters was very good.
with the bootleg
I-
logo
But,
and
I
the
loved
monkey
all
guy?
those
Yeah.
comic book ones as well. Oh, that real that Ghostbusters was not good. I do remember the
Like the
classic
weird-
Ghostbusters. I hated that. But there was like,
What's
wasn't it a
that?
purple gorilla or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a little backpack or something.
Was
Yeah,
that the weird
it's because it was
Hanna-Barbera
based
one?
like on an old black and white TV show or something like that. And so those characters were supposed to be the sons of the characters from that black and white TV show. And the gorilla was like the only character that was returning.
Yes, the original Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the one where he eats chili dogs and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
was
dude,
not
that was
regular terrestrial
remember that
TV.
all
It
the
was.
time.
So was
that was on after Winnie the Pooh for me.
the new Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
The New Adventures. You were very correct. Yeah, that was the first one. Like
When that Sonic
I like
cartoon
those
first
up
came
there.
out, it was like PG-13 or PG. It was more serious, and then it went goofy as shit later.
yeah, that second season or the other season of it they did was
Well,
really
there's
weird.
that,
like they
that
jumped in the
Sonic
future and shit.
Underground show that was very serious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Remember,
that
like
one
that
was weird.
dystopian Sonic show?
Yeah, that one kind of killed the cartoon for them. It
Well,
did
Sonic
not.
X was great. I like Sonic X.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a
Sonic
great
X.
show.
That's the gateway drug for most Zennials these days that got them into it. They grew up watching Sonic X, and now they're big Sonic fans.
Yes. Does anybody remember Mr. Magoo?
I loved Magoo. I even loved
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen's portrayal
Yes.
of him.
I hated that old man. How dare you?
How dare you? And yeah, it looks like the Mask cartoon got brought up again. Well, it depends which one. Are we talking the Mask, like the 90's green shape shifting one, or Mask, that like cool one that I think Savage Dad mentioned before?
Well, there was
the cool helmets. They were awesome.
Yeah, it was like a whole team.
Power
They
helmet,
had like
whatever,
cars that would fly and stuff.
Well, I mean, the Rocky Dennis one, you gotta respect it. It's
so
it's
Charles,
pretty
you
awesome.
might not have been here when we were talking about our traumas and stuff like that. Rocky Dennis was actually because of my brother, like just totally just fucked
Oh,
with me about.
you can get that. You can
Yeah.
get that.
Oh, you were
that-
there.
yeah,
You were
yeah,
there. That's
I do
right.
remember that. Yeah.
We make light of things. It's fantastic.
Being different.
So, but you were saying, Graham. Sorry, I interrupted you, buddy. You're talking about Mask.
Sorry, I triple muted myself.
There was
really
the
stupidly.
Mask that was like the military one, right? Like it was like a.
I have no idea what it
covert
stood for. I
operation.
just know they had these little tiny figures that were maybe like 2 inches or something like that. They had these awesome helmets, and they had vehicles for them. I just inherited like 2 of the little dudes with helmets. They were awesome. I love that.
Yeah, the one car had the Lambo doors that had rockets on the end of it and would fly. The mask, one of the mask cars. Yeah, there was some cool
hell
toys
yeah.
in that one. You guys remember the Centurions? I think it was Centurions.
Oh,
They wore
I
the
do.
suits with the holes in them, and then they
Oh
would,
yeah, dude. Those
the,
things
the,
are awesome.
the armor would pop on them
I
and stuff.
had a ton of those toys. You had the
Yeah.
water, the air, the land guys. You could mix all their parts together.
Yep.
Those were great. Too.
We got Ryan Swayze, 8822 says he just got here. Well, welcome. Thank you for showing up. But I have to mention Pinky and the Brain. Yes.
Hell
Pinky
yeah.
and the Brain was fantastic. Ren and
So
Stimpy.
that's an Animaniacs spinoff, right?
Yes,
didn't
Animaniacs spinoff, as
Yeah.
well as
Hell
Doug.
yeah. I love me some Doug. I understand, like it's a
That
safe
was a little bit
cartoon,
past,
but
for me, past my youth
dude,
stage.
I love every iteration of Doug. Like it was originally like a Nick thing, and then they brought it to like ABC, and it was weird as hell. And then they did some movies, and I don't know. I love me some Doug as Quail Man.
Damn, Doc.
All Real Monsters was awesome.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy was awesome. So I have like what I considered like goofy, weird shows, and like Animaniacs, Johnny Bravo, Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy. They were all like awesome ones that were just like.
Oh, what
in
about
that-
Freakazoid? Can't believe
Freakazoid
Oh, that one was fun
great.
too.
Oh yeah,
I love
That was
Freakazoid.
great. And I know there's a show that Savage Dad liked a lot, and we actually talked about it for a little bit. And you might remember they perch on buildings.
Oh yeah, dude.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
I loved that one.
Gargoyles,
So did you
yes.
hate it?
I hope it's
No.
never touched. I don't.
okay.
I want them to do fucking.
I heard that you were
nothing.
hating it. I was like,
They've been
No,
ruining
no.
live
that's
action.
such an awesome arc.
They've been ruining.
I
live
hope they
action
never
for a
do.
while.
It'll be Disney. I can't. No, just don't.
The director's
only
the guy
thing
who
they
did
should
the
do.
first Thor movie, Kenneth That's who
Kenneth
I heard.
Branagh.
Yeah, that's who I heard was rumored, but that was like a year ago. So who knows what's
Yeah, who
going
knows?
on now?
I would rather. The only thing I think they should do with it is remaster it in Blu-ray and re-release it on fucking disc and be done with it.
So I'm gonna be showing my age a little bit because
He's going to talk about Johnny Quest,
small
guys.
wonder.
Here it
no,
comes.
remember Fat Albert? I remember when that premiered. I remember when
bet
that
you
actually premiered. And here's a trivia. Heathcliff. Remember Heathcliff, right? Everybody
I
knows
do.
he's called
Heathcliff.
Heathcliff,
Oh, yeah.
but you know the name of the actual show.
Bootleg Garfield.
Yes.
No, yes, but it was called
Was it like-
Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats.
Really?
Now I remember
Heathcliff was
Cadillac
kind of
Cat.
like if Heathcliff was kind of like if Garfield grew up on the wrong side of the streets.
Yeah,
His friend had an awesome
litter box.
I remember that.
He's like Garfield with a prison record. It's like,
It's exact- He lived in a fucking junkyard.
yeah, he just kicked the shit out of people all the time. And
That's
So we mentioned like TMNT. A couple Swayze mentioned a couple comments back. Street Sharks. There were so many kind of rip-offs of TMNT or like inspired
Biker Mice from
things.
Mars.
I still like
So you got Biker Mice from Mars, Samurai
Cowboys
Pizza
of the
Cats, SWAT
Moon
Cats.
Mesa.
SWAT Cats was great.
Cowboys.
I
of
love
Blue
that
Mesa.
show, man.
Oh my
Cowboys of Blue
god.
Mesa.
Oh, the
forgot
Cowboys of Blue
about
Mesa.
that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Dude, Samurai Pizza Cats was interesting because that one was an anime. It was kind of spoofing the entire genre of anthropomorphic freaking animals and
For sure.
humans. That one was fun. I have that on.
I liked all of them.
Imagine being a
I have the
spoof
whole
of
series.
anthropomorphic animals. Like the
Yeah,
pitch
it
meeting.
just spent the
I
whole time.
got it.
Well, they're Japanese. It didn't have
No,
to make any
it's
sense.
that's the
Like,
greatest
so-
part.
Oh, with
though.
Biker
That's
Mice
the
from
best
Mars.
part. Yeah,
Yeah,
Biker Mice from Mars.
yeah.
It's like the pitch meeting in the toy place from Big. We all know
Yeah.
Transformers, that Transformer thing. How about something that transforms into a bug?
Yes, Fat Albert came out in the
Oh,
early
shit.
70s, and I was around from 76
He was.
on. So there's
What
that.
about Johnny Quest, Laps?
How about Johnny Quest?
Yeah, Johnny Quest.
The original Johnny Quest
Yeah,
with
I-
Ben Two Hands? Yes, I'm old. I get it.
I know. I
I love
make
the
you
send up
feel
of Johnny
included.
Quest.
And Betty Boop. Get the wasn't around.
Damn,
in the
Miss
question.
Markle's she's really giving the low blows. I'm just trying to make sure we include things
Oh.
for Steven.
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
What was it
Jesus.
like when cartoons
Bucky O'Hare.
transitioned to color?
Oh, fuck,
Was that a
dude,
big
remember
one
the
for you?
game?
Or
That was
Yes,
one of
the game was
like,
awesome.
The
all
game
piled
was
up
so
now.
damn good. I love that.
I guess that would inspire Star Fox too, right? Bucky O'Hare seemed like it was a
you're
huge
the host,
inspiration.
Laps. We have to dogpile on you a bit. You're the
Well,
host.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
That was the Green Rabbit, right?
Yes, Outer
yes.
Space Rabbit.
Okay.
But Josie and the
Because that was
Pussycats.
there when the Fleischer Superman
Gem and
series
the
were happening.
Rockers.
Doesn't mean that I
Oh,
might
Yeah,
not
my sister
Love my
watched it.
Rockstar
sister
ladies.
had that. My
Yeah,
sister had that giant car of theirs.
We would come home and on the USA Network was GI
Yes, sir.
Joe replays, He-Man, and then Gem and the Rockers, which was I thought was a weird one to end with that. But
I remember that. Yes, Gem and the Rockers. I remember that.
Yeah, on my tapes that had all those shows, with the exception of Jim, I had a show called Chase and the Wheeled Warriors, which was like cars from space that had like brains or some shit. It was a really weird
That's
show, but do you remember that?
awesome.
Are you messing with me, Greg? Because
No, I do not remember Cars with Brains, but I'm all down. I loved Christine. I loved Maximum Overdrive. Let's give it to kids now. Like that's awesome.
Maximum over.
you know, when they stopped giving acid to the guys who make these cartoons, that's when they really started going downhill. Because like the
Yeah,
90s,
that's when we
was
got
like,
Captain Planet.
yeah, the 90s was
Oh,
like
yeah,
here's some
hey,
acid and
he's
make
our
it
hero.
cool.
Gonna take pollution down.
Yeah, I love that literally everyone hated the kid whose power was heart. It's
But
like
he's got the power of heart, man.
Everyone hated him though. He was
Heart.
the worst. Heart.
I love
Shut
like
up,
you
kid.
could
It was always-
shoot Captain
Shut
Planet.
up, you're the worst.
You could shoot Captain Planet, nothing would happen. But if I took a cup of dirty car oil and splashed it on him, he would be like
He's done. He's over.
done.
with.
Well,
Done.
you might get one of the other weird shows that they made for kids for some reason. Do you remember Toxic Crusaders? Like, why
Oh,
did they
yes,
take
yes,
Toxie
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
and
yes,
make it into a kid
yes.
show?
Because
Because kids love
Those were
trauma
good
films.
Those were good action figures though.
they were very good. That's the other thing. Like that that spawned a lot of those cartoons were made to sell the toys, and the
Yeah.
toys were actually good back then.
Oh, yeah,
And
dude.
you know, you had the original Ninja Turtles with the squishy heads, you know,
Mhm.
like and I didn't know those were worth all this money. And I had a few of them, and I had given them to like my nephews and stuff, and just here's toys. And I'm like, son of a bitch, with how I collect things. I was like, damn, but at least they got use out of it, you know. And that's, I think, passing that down to children, at least now, I think is just as important for me, because it's like you don't get those things now. Like I try with my youngest, because he's the one that he doesn't really, he likes Bugs Bunny and like some of the Looney Tunes, but he also wants to watch like video games and stuff like that, where I'm just like, hey man, we need to go outside and we're gonna shoot basketball, or we're gonna do this, you know.
Do they
And
have like toy inspired cartoons anymore? Like that's kind of all we had as kids.
I don't know.
Well, there's toys
What
now
happened
that
to
are
Gray? Is he
inspired-
haunted?
Well, there's toys inspired by YouTube channels now. Like there's
There are.
Yeah, there's a Skibbity toilet action figures over
There
at the
is.
Walmart. I mean,
There is.
What?
I've seen
Unspeakable has a monster truck that I'm pretty sure is at least on one of my children's Christmas lists. Like,
there is
there-
that one Asian kid who would open up like boxes.
Right,
and,
dude,
and
yeah,
now
Ryan's
he has like a whole toy line and shit.
Dude, he has a whole freaking like content network. They make cartoons, they make video games. Like that was in the early days of YouTube, man. It will that is you established back then, and then you were kind of set for life. These days, there's so many fucking unboxing videos for toys anymore that nobody cares.
I think there's
Well, it
far too
sucks.
many. Go on.
Good.
So, please go ahead,
No, no,
Charles.
no. Let me regather my thoughts. Go on. Go run.
I was gonna say I think there were some amazing like toy based cartoons out there. My favorite was like the boys version of Polly Pocket, Mighty Max. Like that thing was just
Oh,
awesome to me.
yes.
I love those little miniature things. Just
Dude,
oh man,
micro machines. Those were.
yeah.
It's just
Oh,
Great.
they had that
Hot
super
Wheels-
fast talking guy on the commercials for the micro machines. The
Yeah.
guy would, he would.
Dude, he was definitely like a good ad for crack and coke, 100%. But this is interesting because he brings up Renato Ike brings up the Exorcist episode and Courage the Cowardly Dog. So I knew of Courage because of my nephews when I would watch them. And I had one nephew who had a really bad speech problem, right? And it's funny because I was trying so hard to like figure out what he was saying. And he was the middle brother. And he had a really bad speech impediment, couldn't talk right for the longest time. He was one of the sweetest kids. He's an adult now. He's still super sweet, but he was laying in bed crying, right? And he wanted to watch a show. And my other nephew's sitting out there playing Nintendo. And he's looking at me and he's yelling at me. He's like, I want cuckage, cutch. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like yelling at him, like, what do you want? And the other kid comes in, he goes, he wants Courage the Cowardly Dog. And I'm like, thanks, 30 minutes late. What the fuck is cuckage? That's like something you don't ever want to be involved in. Like, don't get married and have that word happen. But I saw that episode.
That
of
word
Courage
happens
the
on
Cowardly Dog.
every fucking night.
Now we need a Cuck the Cowardly Dog show.
But I saw that.
I love Courage. That's one of the ones my kids got for their birthdays.
Hey!
Was the Courage,
Hey!
the Cowardly Dog.
Who did I make fun of for their looks? Was it
Rocky Dennis, sir.
I didn't make fun of him. I was terrified of him.
Why? Because he looks different.
Yes, because I was like 10 and knew no different. Yes, 100%. He looked like the side of a table.
It's a pretty
Like
poorly
the edge of a
made
like where bricks meet and mortar happens.
table.
Terrified. How they-
Maybe a squishy couch or something, a table.
Laps has always made fun of the way people smell. I mean, come on, let's be fair, guys.
that is my thing, you know.
Are we
And-
just gonna not notice that Gray has been mutated by the Teenage Mutant
Fruit Brute?
Fruit Brute, or was it the no? Sorry, not teenage, but 30-year-old mutant mustard jar is
Mhm.
now morphed into a yellowish person.
There was a request in the chat to show my face, so I figure this is halfway
best
there.
thing. That's cartoon theme too.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I get it, but at least
We all need cartoon GIF avatars now.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh wait, guilty.
Ooh.
wow. Thank you,
Looks
Mr.
like-
Nichols. You know, hey, I appreciate it very much, but I don't know how to. Yeah, thank you very much. What is the
wow.
best cartoon for kids that is also for adults? Personally, mine is SpongeBob.
Oh,
Looney Tunes, I think for sure.
Yeah,
if you're
Looney
into
Tunes.
the older, into older.
The
humor.
older unedited, yes. Give me.
Because I think the humor crosses over.
Oh, it
and
does.
Even like whenever I was little and I didn't get like Dana Delaney references, like I kind of understood what it meant, but I didn't understand who the person was, or whenever they would make like Bugs Bunny, whenever they would have like Gossamer or something like that. And there was that weird guy in the castle. Like I didn't know he was from like Casablanca or Maltese Falcon. I didn't know it was that actor. But you find that out when you're later in life. So I think it could translate to both. For me,
There's another
Looney
one,
Tunes would be the biggest one. What do you guys?
What-
We'll go around the
what was-
panel.
Oh, yeah.
Gray, what do you think for this?
I think I'd go so Ren and Stimpy. I loved it when I was a kid. I think a lot of those jokes went over my head, and it was just, kind of out there wackiness. And then I understood what he was actually getting at, and how crazy it was that show was marketed to kids. But I think there's a lot of them that are awesome. That one is, to me, I enjoyed that very much as a kid, and I think I enjoy it more as an adult. I understand if people hate it. Bob, I saw that you put one in there that's amazing, and yeah, that's great for everybody. I don't think we talked about that one yet.
No, we haven't
Is
yet.
that your answer?
But yeah, my answer would be Batman the Animated Series, because we're talking about a show that a lot of people consider the best adaptation of Batman on screen,
Period.
whether it's period. And
No, it is. Yeah.
and we're talking that these are actually good detective stories, or they're
They are.
anybody from any age can sit back and watch Batman the Animated Series and still enjoy it. So that's why that's my choice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and you're not wrong, because
Yeah.
when it premiered, it was on 8 p.m. It was on prime time when it premiered. And that was, like I said, that was one of the few things I was allowed to do was comic books. And me and my dad, that was one of the few things we bonded over was Batman, the animated series, because he loved it.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is great. This is like what I like. And yeah, that's a great one. Charles, what do you think, my man?
yeah, Greg took my answer. I think a lot of the stuff that ended up being on like MTV late nights, Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, Aeon Flux was kind of out there. You needed to be of a certain influence to really dig it. But I'll go with Beavis and Butthead because Gray took my Ren and Stimpy answer.
Savage Dad, what's your thought on this?
So I'm gonna go since Bob stole mine. I'm gonna go with Superman the animated series to buttress them together because it's they're all the same people. It's the same thing. And what was great about it at the time, though, you had a writer that clearly fucking zeroed completely in on Batman, understood what made Batman great. And if you go, and this is one of the things I realized, like I went, I back in the long ago torrented all the Batman the animated series when Paul Dini came back to actually write Batman. He wrote Detective for a while, and they were fucking phenomenal. Probably my favorite Batman run of any writer ever was his time he spent on it, because he was telling you 32-page stories, just like the old series. There was self-contained stories. Every new issue was that, and it was fucking great. I was like, God, I want to watch the old shit. And this was in my like mid-20s, I think, or early 20s. And like I went back and watched the cartoon, the whole thing through again. Then I'm like, fuck, this is still so good.
Mm-hmm.
There's no age gap on that. But what was great is it, on the flip side of it, they understood Superman. Like I would argue it probably one of the best representations of Superman ever. I know people love the Christopher Reeve films, and they were fun and they were close, but like they got action comics. Like you got you watch Superman, you got action comics. You got an action comic. You got Superman doing the shit that Superman did and all of the things that made him great. All the great characterization. You had outer space stuff, you had street level stuff with Inner Gang, you got all of the mix that went all over the place. You got to see the large cast of characters that was all throughout Metropolis. You've got to see Bibbo Bigowski and all of them, and it's like it was good. I'm more of a Superman guy than I am a Batman guy anyways, but like both of those series were the pinnacle of children's cartoons back in the day. They were peak. It was what was crazy is they were so fantastic though. I think they sold ads against them, but they never really sold a shit ton of toys. Like they had toys, but it was not, you weren't tripping over them at the Target or the Walmart when you went, into the toy aisle. They were relatively limited. They were still pretty cool, but they just, Kenner did not really maximize on that as much as you think they should.
Well,
yeah, Superman the Animated
Warren?
Series.
That's a great one.
You guys have all said great ones. I think for me, one of them that I thought could go from like really young to old was the Warner Brothers cartoon about the three cats that lived in the water tower. What were they called? The Wacky, or were they?
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs. That one was they were breaking fourth wall. They were saying jokes that were specifically for adults. Like there was no way a kid would know a lot of those jokes. And but at the same time, though, they were funny enough and crazy enough that you could put a 5-year-old in front of them or a 50-year-old.
And it was educational, man.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why I know the Capitals right now.
Those segments, like the Capitals, the state song, wackos burping, like just fantastic.
It's self-learning too. Like it's a fun way to get someone to learn something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was one of those all ages kind of shows.
Right.
But Batman, though, the animated series was one of the few times that the animated series helped define the comics. Like it created characters and defined characters that you see now in the comics are being treated the way the animated series did, which is very, very rare. Usually the animated series is, here for a short bit of time and then gone. But with Batman, the animated series, it truly defined the character.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Harley Quinn didn't exist outside of that. I think I have. Do I have
one of the really awesome things about Batman the Animated Series, if you buy the Blu-ray, there's a really good documentary on there that explains what their intention was and all of the rules that they broke in animation to make that exist by using black paper, by doing animation tricks that you wouldn't do normally, by having orchestrated music, having actual people that were in charge of very specific things, as opposed to just here's the writing team, here's the animation team. There was a team that was involved for continuity. There was a team that was involved for fleshing out side characters. There was like all this stuff, and you could tell when you watch like Heart of Ice or the Clayface, the 2 episode, you can tell that in the Two-Face episode, which is great. But I appreciate that super chat. Thank you very much. And that was a great topic.
That was a good topic. And, dude, talk about great theme music, like great animated themes. Like I would put Batman and Superman right up there with the X-Men. Like that, those themes are so iconic. You hear them, you know what they are. Like you can't.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's just me being an asshole, but I would throw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there as well. Like just those are like the iconic themes.
Dude, you can't.
For sure. We're gonna talk about cartoon themes here in a little bit. We'll talk about those here in a little bit. And I think that's cool because a lot of people, like they said, a lot of their introduction to comics, to stuff like that, was from those shows.
Yeah,
and especially like X-Men, stuff like that. That was huge for comics back then. And I love this comment. I think this is fantastic. Which I was not around whenever it premiered. Okay,
but did you see it before the animated series?
Oh yeah. A lot before, way before. I was already reading comics for like 5 or 6 years before the animated series came out.
Oh well, there you go.
So what's more vital, for someone who's oblivious? Is it the animated 90-minute Batman films, or is it like a certain point in the animated series? Because like I have The Dark Knight Returns, I think part 1 and 2, but like
Okay, so the animated series is like it was a show. So if you can find like on Amazon, or if you have HBO Max, they have, if you just look up like Batman, you'll see an icon that says the animated series. It was like just a 30-minute show that they took stories from like some of the bigger stories and some of the origin stories from comic books. A lot of them were taken from 70s and 80s comics. And they
just amazing
were very,
execution of them.
they were just very true to the character. Even if they told its own original story, which they did a lot of, it was probably the most in spirit of the character. And it defined how the character was moving. Because before The Dark Knight Returns, the animated one that you have part 1 of, which was a graphic novel by Frank Miller, but it was actually just issues in the Batman line. Batman was kind of, not as serious as it was. It wasn't as hokey as the 60s show, but it wasn't as serious. That in Batman Year One turned Batman on its head, where it was very serious.
Okay.
And the animated series, while it was a cartoon, you could watch it as an adult and still enjoy it. Like you could watch it right now today, it still holds up because it's all hand drawn. It's done on, like I said, done on black paper, which it gives it this look that nothing looks like it. Nothing really looks like that show, except for maybe Superman, because it's the same animators, but it doesn't have the same feel and atmosphere. Gotham itself, it has such a great atmosphere in it.
And it was a lot inspired by 89 Batman as well. So if you did like that kind of era of it, it has a flavor of that, but man, it has the best Batman ever. Just Kevin Conroy, that voice, just he is the Batman. But also because of that, we were able to get such amazing things. Like we wouldn't have the Lee Quinzel character from the second best musical of last year.
God. Oh, but what they
You're gonna die on that hill.
That is
on that hill. Wow. That is a hill to die on for sure. But that is like what they did to poor Harley Quinn from introducing her into the comic. I love the Alex Ross artwork cover that they did with her and the Joker when they introduced them and brought her into the comic. That was classic. But what they've done to her since by turning her into a trailer park slut is
but we don't care about that though.
Depressing. No, that just doesn't exist. I pretend like it's not there.
Yeah, it's just it's sad, but it is cool.
It's just not the same character. I just don't
it took the character from the show and put it into comics, and it became part of continuity in the lexicon, which is awesome.
One thing I never liked that they've done with a lot of the adaptations with Harley Quinn is their relationship with the Joker. If you go back to the original animated series, really he could care less about her. I mean, he'll leave her to hang out to dry, take the blame for him. She'll try to get all lovey-dovey with him. He'll push her away. Whatnot. He could care less about her, and yet they've made her. They've made it to where they have some sort of infatuation type thing with each other, and I never got that from him. From her, yes. From him, no. From him, he's just like, yeah, she's just a tool. I can use her for whatever I need to.
Yeah, there's that scene where she's like, "Come on, Puddin', don't you want to rev your Harley?" And she's like, "Get the fuck out of here! Like, get the hell out of here!"
He only cared about Batman. He didn't care about anybody else.
It's very true, and you're right though. He did. They have changed that relationship in media to like almost like a bad guy Romeo and Juliet story, where it's just
like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing.
There you go.
Yeah,
they changed it up with Arthur and Lee. I'm just saying.
Oh, jeez. I remember it was in the animated series where they thought Batman had died, and like Joker just gave up.
Oh no, he was pissed.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, what's going on?
It was the one Sid the Squid. They thought he was dead, but he actually, because they were like, "Oh, Sid the Squid took out the bet," and it was just this like little nothing gangster guy. And they all thought he did. And then Joker set him up on this thing, like where he got into his own coffin and was going to go through like this Rube Goldberg device to his death because he was pissed that he killed Batman. That was great. That was good stuff. But yeah, Kevin Conroy, man, he is like he is the guy. He is the voice of Batman. He is Batman to me. You know, like that's the best adaptation. It's the best voice. It's the best everything. He doesn't have to, scream his lines to sound the way he did. And he talked differently as Bruce, which was great. And he had that lighter voice with Bruce, but it was still not strained. It was not, it wasn't, hey, come on, everybody.
Where's Harvey?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't sound like he was gargling marbles.
Yeah, or having to take like the biggest crap ever, So I mean, but yeah, like that's definitely one of the best. That's probably the best adaptation for any comic book to animation, probably ever, in my opinion. So I went down, like I said, I was going down the line of shows. There was also Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I know people like that a lot.
I love the teams, man. And, a lot of people have fond memories of Gadget. She's quite a ingenuitive. She's the Donatello of the group, if you will.
Was that one of your crushes?
I think a lot of people were a bit smitten with her. Gadget was
I'm
awesome.
confident in my own stuff. I was smitten with her.
Gadget was cute.
She had ass on her all day long.
I actually agree with Fox and Gray on this. I definitely thought Gadget was adorable. I was super, like, she's super cute. Yeah.
I loved my favorite was Darkwing Duck. Because I'm a big fan. Darkwing Duck was the shit.
Yes.
So when Lap sent me the thumbnail for this, I responded to it by saying, "Hell yeah, you made me Darkwing Duck. Hell yeah." But I'm sitting there saying to myself, let's get dangerous.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There's also, we got Transformers, Batman, Superman, Thundercats, Galaxy Rangers, Gummy Bears, Tiny Toons, TMNT, Animaniacs, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Did anybody watch that? That was not my thing, but
I watched the movie.
my sister loved that cartoon.
I watched the animated movies. I remember they were they were in Dubai singing on a balloon. I think I have a very scarce memory.
Sounds like a fever dream.
I did a lot of fasting when I was younger. So,
Oh yeah, you're not wrong there. I think the one you're talking about is
the females that were in it. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, in the
Chipettes.
movie, I think they had to compete
Chipettes.
against the female chipmunks. What were their names?
Chipettes.
Okay, yeah, the Chipette. So they had to compete against them, and it was like some crooks that were using them to deliver a bunch of diamonds, and stuff like that. But yeah. They were telling him, "Oh, if you race around the world, whoever wins such and such amount of cash." So, but they were using them basically to deliver all these diamonds. I remember that one.
I
think I saw all of those.
Well, like when you're watching Alvin and the Chipmunks and you get a diamond plot in there, you're that's some highbrow entertainment right there. We also let's see, mentioned Yogi Bear show. Did anybody like Yogi Bear? Hey, boo boo.
Oh yeah.
I was more of a
I watched all those Hanna-Barbera ones, but they weren't necessarily like my favorite.
Picnic basket.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I loved the voice actor on that. The picnic basket. Hey, boo boo. I love that.
The picnic basket.
And then you got old Boo Boo Yogi.
You remember, what was it? Droopy the Hound Dog, or was it just Droopy?
Oh
the Hound
yeah,
Dog?
Yeah, Droopy.
Droopy
Yep.
was the best.
The whole, like, tons of that Hanna-Barbera cast. Anybody remember Woody Woodpecker though?
That was on
Yeah.
that was that
yeah.
Woody Woodpecker show. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that they made that into a live action movie. Whew,
What?
yeah.
When?
they did.
Woody Woodpecker.
Oh yeah, it was one of those ones like the three. Yeah, it went straight to Netflix. It did, or no, it went to theaters. It just didn't
It
last.
did hit theaters for a second, but yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
gonna.
It was in theaters and then out the next day. Pretty.
Just about.
I did not know this exists. That is fantastic.
Dude,
is
No, they're
like
awesome. There's a bunch of the Chipmunk movies. They were kind of like
Oh,
Abbott
they
and
just did that
Costello.
all the time. Then they switched it over to the Scooby Doo ones, where like
know,
all of a sudden they would go.
Laps,
all
you're
these
doing yourself no favor for your age jokes when you bring up Abbott and Costello. Just
That was a classic one, though.
God
It's a
damn it.
great crossover.
Guys, he's still trying to figure out who's on first, guys. Come on.
You guys remember Thundar the Barbarian, or like Herculoids, or
Yeah,
You guys remember?
I think I do.
Tune.
You remember
Thundar the
Dinosaur?
Barbarian was like the world had ended and like regrew over, but now everything was like magic and science, and it was this barbarian guy with a vest, this hot chick who would do sparkle shit out of her hands, and this Chewbacca ripoff that was just like the whole time whenever he would talk. Thundar had a sword that was on his wrist that he'd pull out and turn into like a lightning sword.
So did you
Awesome.
remember the difference between like the Saturday morning ones? Because those I thought were and then there was like the Sunday morning ones. They had like, was it like Knights of the Round or something? It was like King Arthur and the Knights of something. There was always like really weird ones that were on like Fox or like ABC. They were like very
Sunday was not prime time for cartoons. Sunday was like some of the extra stuff, the experimental stuff. I remember Conan the Barbarian had an animated.
See, he remembers.
I'm sure he
Johnny
knows.
Depp.
As old as
I dig Venture Brothers, the better version of it. The send up.
Seems not a bim.
I remember Highlander had a cartoon on Sundays.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right.
Highlander had one. The
Man.
Conan one, I kind of want to go back and check out the Conan one and rewatch it. I barely remember it, but I remember
We
it was there.
are doing that now, taking current rated R movies and turning them into children's cartoons. Like I want to see a Saw cartoon.
So one thing that we forgot to talk about, which I thought was very influential, was Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Oh yeah, dude.
I definitely remember that one.
Talk about that.
Does that count as cartoon? It had cartoon elements, and
Yeah.
you know, what is it, Cowboy Larry or whatever? He
that-
had the he
Lawrence-
had an animated lasso.
He did.
Like, dude, that intro though was like 4 minutes long.
Oh, it was great.
Dude,
It was
the
a great
music
intro.
on there, that
Yeah.
From New Puppet
outro
Stand.
too.
From New
everything.
Puppet Stand. The floor that talked. Like,
Oh.
Everything in that thing. Like when I watched, I'm sure some of you guys have watched it. Whenever I watched the Paul Rubens documentary, that
Oh hell yeah!
when he got to that portion of the documentary, and he was like, I wanted to make it to where every single thing in the house had its own backstory and could talk and had a brain. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. And they were showing like the window that talked, the floor that talked, the bed that talked, the chair, and everything was
Come
everything
on, man.
was E. Like cherry and flory and windowy. And I wonder where Adam Sandler got that from, you know, because that's how he talks. So, you know.
Just
That was a
saying.
good documentary.
Rob Zombie was a set designer for him. It might have influenced more than just him.
That's true.
It's
And,
like they turned like his like heroin and fever dreamed weekends into a kid's show. Just like everything was talking to me, you know.
We also had Pink Panther. Remember Pink Panther? Not
Mhm.
the,
Panther
not
was
the
great.
not the Pink Panther from when I was a kid. They had the new.
now he's just doing it to himself. I give up.
Well, there was two different ones.
No, you're right. There were different ones.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the older ones not only had the old Pink Panther cartoons, but then they would have the spin-off one of the detective, which was supposed to be Clouseau.
Clouseau,
And those
yeah.
were the older cartoons, and then they had the newer ones.
Yes.
So yeah, I
And
remember that.
then you remember Tasmania? That was that would
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Taz
When
and
the
the
devil got his own show.
Taz families and all that stuff. I thought that I don't remember that as much, but
Wasn't as great.
Goof Troop.
Goof Troop, yeah.
I know
Oh,
that
that's a
was,
classic.
that was rated high. Do you guys have any memories of Goof Troop? Because that was
Based on
past my.
That was that spin out of this year. Great movie, which my children have lost a disc for, and I'm kind of frustrated about that. But
This earlier this
Definitely remember the
year,
Goofy movie.
earlier this year, I went to a comic convention at Port Angeles, and there was the husband and wife team that worked as designers for Disney, and he was monumental in helping design and create the Goofy TV show and also the movie. And so he was showing us a history about like what the different iterations that show went through before they finally, because they would essentially tell him a pitch and then he would create designs based off that, and then they would work together and create the scripts for it. And he, during his little seminar that he had there, he was talking about how that came to be and all the different crazy iterations and along those lines. But yeah,
So-
that show was crazy.
This is not a show I remember. Was this a cartoon or was this like a regular show?
Dude, that looks so awesome.
Terror Hawks. Yeah, they were wearing like the silver kind of hawk outfits. Like it was like their face was exposed. That it was. I want to. Was that Terror Hawks or was that Silver Hawk?
No, that was Silver.
I think
Hawk.
that's Silverhawk.
Silverhawk. Never mind. Yeah.
This is the one that's more like these little puppet ones. There was the US one too that I'm blanking on, but it's kind of what Team America is based on. That type of puppet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I know.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to shut up. I want bring back as much stuff as you can. That's what we're trying to do. The Jetsons movie, that was they took a 70s cartoon and they turned it into what, a 90s or 80s movie.
Well, they did the same thing with the Flintstones. So.
Flintstones. And then they had the Flintstones meet the Jetsons.
Oh yeah.
And they
I
hung
remember
out
that
and stuff.
crossover. Wasn't as good as Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, but still crossover.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the Three Stooges meet the Wolfman either. He said Goof Troop is great. So yeah, so let's get into we talked a lot about a lot of shows here. There was also on this list that I have Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, where they like solved mysteries and stuff. I don't remember that as much, but I remember it being a show.
I do remember that was way late on Kids WB.
The Snorks.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Underwater Smurfs.
Bootleg Smurfs. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have holes in their head. They had like
they had like a snorkel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember Scooby-Doo meets the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Totally
We do had some awesome crossovers.
Oh yeah.
Curly and everything.
Which one? The Harlem Globetrotters, like they had like a season of Scooby-Doo practically.
Yeah. But it was probably the one you think of with Meadowlark, Lemon, and Curly and all that stuff. Yeah. Meadowlark spinning the ball. He's spinning the ball. Just take it. Yeah.
Did you ever get an autographed basketball from Meadowlark Lemon though? Lapsed.
No, but I got to hang out with him after school on a Thursday.
Which is better than the
That
signature.
doesn't sound very comforting at all.
No, it's not. No, he didn't teach me how to spin anything.
Well, that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, we talked about Animaniacs for a while. That's a fantastic show. That's true. That there's a whole series for Scooby-Doo meeting people, including Batman, the Addams Family.
It was a classic Batman. It was awesome.
So yeah, the Snorks, Smurfs, Voltron.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Voltron. That was
the
good.
machine
Power
piece, or the piece. Yeah.
Proto Ranger.
Voltron 1 and then Voltron 2 with the vehicle Voltron.
Yeah. So let's get into the last thing we'll talk about probably is the theme songs for some of these shows. So we'll just go down and we'll say what our favorite ones are. Gray, you could start this off, buddy. What was your favorite theme song for some of these nostalgic cartoons?
So one that like you can literally play like one note and I automatically get it is the one that Warren was also talking about, TMNT. I think that's like way up there. Like if I just hear that first, like I know exactly what it's going to be. I think the one that I could just listen to on repeat is X-Men. Like it's so epic, man. Again, they should check out your video for an all new take on it. But I think that's where I'd have to go with the most classic. But yeah, I dig a whole bunch of them.
Bob?
This is really a tough one because I think there were just so many good ones. Like a cartoon we didn't even talk about. I don't know if you guys remember it or not. The Defenders of the Earth. the one that had the Phantom flash
Oh, yeah.
Gordon in it. But the theme song was badass on that. I mean, if you go back and you listen to the theme song for that, Transformers had a great theme song.
Oh yeah, dude.
X-Men and all that. And I think there were just so many good ones during that time. Heck, even the live action shows that were for kids at that time had good theme songs. Power Rangers, Saved by the Bell, we had great theme songs. You listen to the cartoons nowadays, they're just not even there.
Yeah,
I guess if I had to say one, oh gosh, for me it would probably be the X-Men theme as well, and maybe the He-Man theme, just because again that was one of the first cartoons that really stuck with me. And so probably those would be the ones. Oh, and the other one I really liked was the Spider-Man theme song for that animated series in the 90s. That was a good one.
Spider blood.
Exactly. Yeah.
Spider blood. Do you remember the because we were talking about words to the song, the He-Man was like just the one word.
Yeah, it was just He-Man. That was it.
But go ahead. You can go. I'll do mine last. Charles, do you have one?
I'll say the one I'm not very proud of. It's DuckTales. It's hard for me to hear DuckTales without going ooh. Like you cannot hear that song without doing that.
Oh yeah,
you are not wrong. That might be the biggest earworm,
right?
There is.
Like you need to staple my mouth shut for me to not do the ooh part.
If you played it at a bar right now, there's most of the people that were over 30 would go ooh when it came around.
That's fantastic. I remember how it goes. It's just got that guy really hard singing, but I don't remember any of the words or anything.
Yeah, there's music during that show. Crazy.
It's funny because you mentioned that if you went to a bar, like people over the 30s would know a lot of these songs. It reminds me of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where they're on the bus and John Candy starts singing Flintstones, and everybody just starts singing the Flintstones theme song.
Yep.
That I don't remember the Mummy having a cartoon.
No,
I think the Mummy did. Yeah, I think I remember it.
What, the Brandon Fraser Mummy?
Brandon Fraser?
Or was it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a cartoon for that.
What?
Oh,
really?
Oh, cool.
I can't say Brendan Fraser's name without saying it like Terrence and Phillip.
I'm a little old for that.
Brandon Fraser.
Justice League had an iconic theme.
Oh yeah.
Savage Dad, what's your theme?
Wow. I remembered this one. Because a few of the ones I would pick were stolen, but one of the ones that has always stuck with me, and it's not even the original theme, but the Butthole Surfers did a cover of it. And we haven't talked about this cartoon tonight, but it's iconic, and it is Underdog. Fucking.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go look up the Butthole. I'll put it in the chat here because I was like, oh dude, I got to remember this.
You might want to put band after you look up Butthole Surfers. Just saying.
Yeah, just don't go Google search Butthole Surfers.
Such iconic. I remember it still to this day. I hear the guitar riff that they play, that kind of chugging along guitar riff, and I immediately like, oh fuck, Underdog. Like they do a movie. Did they do an Underdog movie? I thought they did.
They did do an Underdog movie.
That's right. But yeah, that's just a really iconic one. It's a little old. It's near Steve's era. I'm not quite that old, but yeah, I love Underdog. That was one of the old ones. That one was
did do an Underdog movie. And I think they put Jason Lee in that, which they also did Jason Lee in the Chipmunks movie. For some reason, like every old animated IP needs Jason Lee in it for some reason.
Yeah.
Warren, what's your
Well, for me it is Turtles, but if I want to pick something different, the Gummy Bears had a pretty earworm.
Yes, that was gonna be mine. It was so triumphant, dude. It was just like
yeah. Sonic the original Sonic cartoon had a real catchy little theme song. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he can really move.
Same with Sonic X, that faster song. Gotta go
Yeah.
faster.
Oh yeah, kids love that song.
Yeah, that's Gummy Bears. Like, was it Don Carnage?
Oh yeah, Don Carnage. Oh dude, you guys are missing a very, 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 very song that just made it to the cartoon, and that's the real Ghostbusters intro. It was just the Ghostbusters movie song, which was huge. Yeah. Like everything in that, like maybe not all of the biggest stuff, but tons of them had such iconic theme songs. Like it was funny it was the 90s or the early 2000s. So like when I was old enough to buy my own albums, they started making Saturday morning cartoon cover songs. So this is where the Ramones did the old 70s or 60s Spider-Man theme song. Absolutely fantastic. If you've ever heard it, it's
Spider-Man.
That's where the same album the Butthole Surfers did the Underdog song on. Like there's tons of them done by like major bands at the time, and they're good. They hold on. I wish somebody would.
I had the Animaniacs album. I had that. I had that CD, which was funny too.
Oh yeah.
We forgot to mention the Magic School Bus. I never watched it, so I don't know if anybody else did.
I was probably a little old at the time. Like I remember Recess was pretty cool. Like I've had my kids watch that one a little bit, but I was a little old when that one came out. But that was a pretty good show, man.
If you were the age that you could watch Recess, I swear Magic School Bus was before that. Yeah, every one of those episodes of Magic School Bus is awesome. Like they go inside Arnold. Why are they going inside a kid with a bus? It makes no sense. It's great.
That sounds fantastic.
The Reading Rainbow was another one that had a catchy theme song too.
Yeah,
For sure. Butterfly in the Sky.
Mine was gonna be Gummy Bears, but you know, and you know, all of those songs, man, and it just, especially the 80s ones, like the 90s ones definitely had their feel, but the 80s ones had like that synthesized sound, even to the drums, to everything. And it was just one of those things where you knew like you knew what you were watching. You knew like you could hear it. Like you said, that one note, like for you for X-Men, you could hear some of these and you just knew it was like, all right, got to run to the television, you know, because whatever's on that you have on at the time, you're going to watch. And I think appointment viewing, especially for kids, isn't real. I don't know if it's a thing anymore because of YouTube, because of just streaming services and stuff like that.
Too many choices.
Right. I think that also is just played out to where, you know, yeah, I did watch cartoons during the week, but it wasn't as special as whenever I was real young, going Saturday mornings with my cereal or whatever I had for breakfast and watched cartoons and then went outside and played for the rest of the day, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a, I don't know. It's a lost time. I don't know if that may come back, you know, at some point, but
I don't know, dude.
Maybe not in our time.
Everything's too accessible now. Like they don't have a time period. It's like, okay, every Saturday we need to go and watch it on this channel because it's like now it just comes out on a streaming. Either comes out all at once or it comes out and it's going to be a different day than all the other shows. It's not quite as organized because before it was like, if we want to get a show out, it has to go on TV. Now there's a plethora of different ways to get a show out.
And the kids don't even know about it if their favorite YouTuber doesn't tell them.
Yeah. Because, it's like you get home from school and there was that whole Disney run where it was like Chip and Dale's, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales. And it was like that run right there. And you don't get that stuff anymore.
Man.
Yeah, there was this sense of FOMO. If you didn't watch it at 3 p.m. when it was on Disney Channel, you missed it. And that's not the case anymore, where it's just like, I'll just watch it on streaming whenever the fuck I want.
Like you wanted to get up early on Saturday because you didn't want to miss the cartoons that came on like at 7 or 8 in the morning, you know.
Dude, and you knew that when school started again in the fall, that's when the new shit came on. Like all summer, I'm just sitting there. I would get tired of the reruns. I'd just fucking go outside. Like I'd barely watch Saturday morning cartoons some summers, unless it was, one or two of the ones I really liked. But it's like, God, do you remember when the X-Men kind of stopped and then they reran it for like 3 fucking years? They never finished it. God, that pissed me off when I was a kid. But they, it was then fall came and school started again. Like, oh, new cartoons are coming. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing. It was, for me, that was the 80s, and that's how it was Saturday morning. You know, you had it was your appointment viewing, because most of the time during the week, like I said, in summer, it was mostly about going outside and playing or going swimming or whatever. But, you know, they would have reruns of stuff. So if you missed something, possibly that's how you had to watch it. And it wasn't like when shows got syndicated, you know, it might be because of how many you go back and look, like I said, like season 3 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is 80 episodes. So you're like, you might not catch that for the whole summer, that episode that you missed, you know, even if they played it every day. And it's just one of those things, man. And I just think that a lot of the kids are missing out on some of that stuff. Maybe other people don't, but that's the way that I raise my children. And that's how I'm going to continue raising my littlest one, even though the other ones are out of the house. That's kind of what I tried to do. I tried to make it at least special for them. So, you know, because it's lost even all the way back to like, as soon as high-speed internet became a thing, it was like you could just get anything at your fingertips. There was torrents for stuff. There was pretty much anything, man. And I think that time is lost. That innocent, I wouldn't call it as innocent, but it felt like it. It felt like that. That time is gone, and hopefully we can catch some of that back with DVDs and some stuff like that, depending on how you show your children whatever they watch. But yeah, so in closing, we'll hang out after we're done with the topic, and we'll just talk for a little bit if you want. But in closing, you know, I feel this was a great subject. Thanks, Savage Dad. This was a great subject to talk about, and I think a lot of people nostalgia, especially with cartoons. I think cartoons is the best of nostalgia, in my opinion, because it's something that everybody either had one or two or something that they could talk about. Even if I didn't see it or you didn't see it, we knew what it was. You know, we knew of it. So it's just a time missed.
I don't think nostalgia exists, especially for us, without it. I mean, it is the root of all the things that we wound up being interested in at this point, you know, even to this point in our life. Like, a lot of things spun out of that when you were a kid. They were very foundational to your idea. Like, look at all of it was in some way or another good versus evil, bad guys and good guys. Like, it was setting up those lines and those kind of, you know, those black and whites and maybe grays in some ways, but like
Based.
So great. What's your final thoughts on the overall nostalgic cartoons?
I absolutely love them. There's like 2 of them that I didn't get to mention, so I want to throw them out there really quick. So I think the favorite thing that this guy has ever done, and he's done a lot of things, some of them lauded, some of them completely horrifying, like his Walrus movie, but Clerks the animated series, like I think they only aired like 2 episodes of it, and then it was just completely scrapped. But man, that thing is like my favorite cartoon. Favorite thing that he has ever done.
It's like we exported it to the Korean animators.
Yeah, I love that, man. Bear's driving the car.
Bear's driving car. How can that be? The court episode.
I love that thing. Yeah, and starting it out with a like recap episode for episode 1, it makes no sense. A flashback episode. And then the other one that didn't get mentioned that like so it's a ripoff of a bunch of other IPs, but somehow this one just like works so well for me. And then they're able to bring up like genocide and slavery and all this weird shit in this like mech weird show, Exo Squad. So that thing, like I never hear anybody giving it any of its credit, but man, that was an awesome show. They had like Neo Sapiens. They were slaves who revolted, and now they're horrible, but at the same time justified. It's great. I think there's a lot you can learn from Saturday morning cartoons. I know I did. Everyone that you guys mentioned, like I know all of it way too much because TV raised me, but it taught me good lessons. You can be a person from watching TV. I enjoy it.
Bob,
talking about so many of these makes me want to go watch them again. You know, because I'm gonna go start searching on YouTube and all the streaming sites for these. I had a blast watching them as a kid. I'm also one of those that when my kids were growing up, I showed a lot of those to my kids because I didn't like a lot of the cartoons that they had on at the time. And I remember my son, my oldest son, he was crazy about Superman the animated series, and like that was his show, and he just went nuts for that one. And that was right around the time that Superman Returns came out, and so he was just a big Superman fan because of that show and that movie and all of that. So yeah, I think these cartoons, yeah, there's a nostalgic feel to them, but I think that if you show them to a modern audience, I think they'll still like most of them because a lot of them do hold up. They have lessons. They have things that connect with people. They're not just slop. They like Gray said, you could learn something from a lot of these cartoons. And so because of that, I think they've stood the test of time. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go watch some of these again. So
Well, I mean,
and,
like,
and to top
yeah.
it off again, we already talked about the theme songs. The theme songs for these cartoons were awesome.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, that's how I knew, like, if you cut a rope and there's a chandelier there, you can catch any bad guy. You can just, you just catch them. It doesn't matter where they are or what's happening. You just cut that rope, chandelier falls down, and they're fucked. But Charles, do you have anything to add?
I don't know. Like it's hitting me that we've had nostalgia for the 80s for like coming up on 2 decades now. And normally nostalgia is cyclical and it's abnormal for us to like stay put in one decade. Like,
Well, I mean, the 90s, I think we have a little bit too, but what comes after though? Like what more is there?
right. Like I don't know like what the answer to the question is, but like, why aren't we progressing? Like, why are we stuck in like the 80s, maybe early 90s that we're going back to? There's just something weird. There's like this weird disconnect.
If
Well,
you
like
look at the cartoons
on.
now,
Good.
if you look at the cartoons now, like I'll use the Teen Titans cartoon for example. When it first comes out, it was kind of like Batman the Animated Series, where it's written for 5-year-olds to 80-year-olds. I noticed that when you transition it to like Teen Titans now, it seems to be in the industry, especially with animation, that a majority of the people, when they create kids cartoons, they're creating it for like 5-year-olds, and that's like it. They don't do these cartoons where it's like a 30-year-old could sit down and watch them with an 8-year-old, and they're both entertained. It seems like the industry, in a lot of ways, has gone this pathway where it's like we need these to be kind of like on crack, get the 8-year-olds really energized and try, and maybe try to sell a toy or two off of it. But you notice like a lot of the shows, like Teen Titans did that. There was a couple other ones that was really good, but they Teen Titan out them where it just turns into like this just gobbledygook show that has absolutely no writing or no real power to it anymore. And I don't know if that's an industry thing. I don't know if that's a CEO thing or what it is, but it seems like they don't want to make them for broad audiences anymore.
Well, do we know of kids that like play with toys the way they did when we were kids? Like I don't see kids with toys. I see them with iPads more than anything.
If you go like to Walmart and go down the toy aisle, it's really for 30-year-old neckbeards who collect like Marvel toys. It's not really made like my nephew, my youngest one, 9. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think the connection, make the cartoon that the kid will buy the toys for. I think there's that disconnect is part of it where a kid's like, yeah, I don't care about playing with toys. I have my iPad. So like you're not getting that motivating factor to be like, all right, let's do this thing so that we can sell the shit. So people aren't buying the shit. So why are we even doing the cartoon for the kids? It feels like they're
right. You are
Sorry?
right. You are right. 100%. You are right about that because and Warren's right because like I said, my kids, even though I tried as hard as I could, my littlest one now, he's the one that plays with the toys. He still does like he makes up storylines for his toys and stuff like that. But my older kids, when they got to about like 7 or 8, they were kind of done. They still watch the shows that I put on, but they were kind of done with the let's play with our toys type thing.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
they got out of that. And yeah, but my littlest one, he still does, thankfully. And but yeah, so Savage Dad, do you have anything to
Stop
add?
taking Tylenol. I'm sorry.
Tylenol powers activate.
You're muted. You're muted.
I was
You're
just trying to
muted.
say that Lapsed still plays with his toys, as you can see. He isn't run out of
Well, that's true.
I kind of like, kind of back to on the point that Charles was saying. I feel like the reason why we keep sticking with these things, and even the 70s kind of peeks its head in now and again in the retro things, like
Mhm.
it's this, it is a bygone era that like we generations after have still been. Gen X still shows their kids these things. They showed the Zoomers this stuff, so they're
Yeah, it's strange that 20-year-olds long for the 80s, where it's like you weren't even a thought back then. What are you longing for? It doesn't make any sense.
It's because they're just like, in all honesty, and as we've kind of been talking about tonight quite a bit, there just isn't anything for. And I angst over this a bit. It's like my Gen Alpha kids don't like, what is theirs? What's going to be theirs? What was created and being created in their youth that they're going to look back on fondly? YouTubers, they don't remember fucking Ryan's Toy World. Like, they've moved on to someone else, and by the time they're
Skibidi
older,
toilet.
they hate they'll watch Unspeakable and they'll move past that, and like it'll be video games and shit. Like, and that's what it's. And when they grow up, it might be video games, but really there just isn't this cultural moment at all for them. There's nothing to latch on to. Except
Not to be a smart ass, but doesn't Ready Player One kind of touch on that? Where like it's like 50 years in the future, but they are nostalgic for the 80s.
It's like after, it's like somewhere in 2000, that culture, that existence of these things just died. And look at it. Look at when Saturday morning cartoons, or well, actually weekday morning cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons managed to hold on because of marketing and commercials for a while, but they went to shit and nobody cared. And Fox Kids or 4Kids or whoever the fuck finally canceled it. But it stopped when those stopped. Like, look at that cutoff date for that. That's when nostalgia was like put out to pasture. And so we just go back to these things that were, wow, look at how cool that was back then. And it's like kids that don't even recognize it because there's nothing now. What, YouTubers? No one's nostalgic for YouTubers.
I am.
Well, I think we kind of hit the nail on the head, though. Like, in the chat, someone mentioned Paw Patrol. They still make cartoons and toys for kids, but once you get to that age of like 8 or 9, those kids are not interested in toys. Well, then they're not interested in making the cartoons anymore. And we've had a lot of great cartoons get canceled because toy sales are down. But those kids at the age group of like 8 to 18, they're not into toys anymore. We were into toys at that time period. We were buying into Turtle toys, along those lines. That might have been what changed the business to where they're like, well, the only kids buying toys are from 5 to 8. So we're going to make Paw Patrol and Pajama Cat Kids Fighting Ninjas or whatever the bullshit they make for the young kids. But those sell toys because you'll find a whole aisle of that. But then when you go to anything older, it's like it's more made for collectors.
I think there's something like modern kids are spoiled for choice where, when we grew up, we didn't have the internet. So like 100% of the kids, 70% watched all the shit we were talking about. But today, 100% is split up into like tens. So like when you get to a certain point, you have the internet. You're like, oh, I like this specifically. So me and the 10% out of the 100 will stick with this. So you don't have this big plurality, but people get to find their own niche. So it's so cut up that there's no real, I don't know, commanding.
I think the last thing for me, which because I some of the cartoons we're talking about was a little bit past my time, but I remember was it 2000 or 2001 when the Pokemon came to America, and that was like one of the last times a newer franchise in America was selling toys at a crazy rate. Now, Turtles and Star Wars does sell toys. They do sell toys. It does. It even now.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be surprised, man. Like I was, you could ask the guys here. I was sending pictures and videos of Halloween here. There was like on one of my streets, there was like 600 people out. I mean, it was ridiculous. I couldn't even get through some of it, and I saw so many girl Jedis. I saw so many little girls with their hair up and little sabers, and I was like, Jesus Christ, you know. So I mean, I think it also depends on where you're at too, where you're at. Like, so you don't, like I said, some places don't have a lot besides the internet, so there's really not a lot for them to do. So
I also think Orange hit the nail on the head. Kids that are the teens that normally, like when we were there, they're now into video games. Like Five Nights at Freddy's will be remembered nostalgically by these kids when they're our age, way more than cartoons were. These kids are big into video games too, and I think you're going to see a lot more nostalgia for video games from the young generations now than you will from cartoons.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be that. Well, Five Nights at Freddy's also has action figures, not a ton of them. So does Fortnite. Those move.
Yeah,
like see those moving. Like I think that like there's some Star Wars that I think some of them still move, but I think that's a lot of adult collecting. Like I see a lot. I don't know. I always see the same ones sitting on the shelves usually when it comes to Star Wars, and the same with like the Marvel action figures, which those ones move, but it's a lot of adult collectors. But I don't know. My teenager has a shit ton of Transformers. He's still like he just got his own money from opening a bank account, and he bought some cat transforming car character. I don't know. But like they still like those kinds of things. Like my younger son likes dinosaurs, so it's mostly Jurassic Park. But actually, if they have nostalgia for anything, it's be Legos. I got a fuck ton of Legos. I got
those are so
well, the
expensive now.
Legos is an entirely different community as well, though. I mean, that's a huge community. Legos,
you make it about 100,000 a year to have a Lego hobby. Like, geez.
Yeah, like Legos too. Like,
no, you don't.
Like,
like,
there's Legos people that will buy Legos even if they don't care about what IP that they're buying into, whether it's Star Wars or what. It's Lego.
Oh yeah,
the Death Star is $1,000.
It's not even a full circle. It's giant though. I saw it at the store. But Warren, they do like the Chinese do just directly rip off from the factory Lego. They literally, it's the same thing. They just don't print Lego on the peg.
It's called Rego.
No, they just sell them on dude, you can buy them on Alibaba or whatever, Ali online for like pennies on the dollar. They're the same plastic. Some of them are the same damn models. They are straight up rip off of Lego sets. I got a bunch of Technic motors in here for like $30. Because
that's awesome.
You can buy them on Amazon even. You'll see them. They'll even make other sets, but it's Lego quality plastic, so you know it's shit that's going to murder your feet, but exist forever. Like it'll never go away. You dump it into a landfill, Legos will be left and not the dirt.
When I went over to Walmart, I noticed there's a whole section of adult Legos now, like flower pots and the Back to the Future car, which if I had $120, I would have bought.
I have it. It's gorgeous.
There's just all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Minecraft's another one. Oh, that's so cool.
Someone made a Kickstarter for basically to a real Game Boy. Also, it's already live.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I might end up checking that out.
Denmark represent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Warren.
Yeah.
Anything to add to the end of the whole cartoons and how what it meant to you and all that stuff?
I mean, it meant a lot to me because I was a nerdy kid in a very small town where like the nerd quota for the town was me. So for me, that was like that was my entertainment. Like when I got home from school, it was watching the cartoons on Saturday. It was a Saturday morning. I was obsessed with the Ninja Turtles. I damn near at one point had all the action figures. I would just go through the back and checklist off until I got them all. But yeah, it's just a great time that we don't have anymore. And I don't know what these kids now are going to have as nostalgic, whether it's video games or along those lines. But yeah, during that 80s and 90s, that was just like the golden age of cartoons, entertainment, movies, TV. All of it was just top notch back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate everybody showing up. Thank you, chat. Everybody in the chat, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. So I mean, that's it. Like, we. All right.
Gray, seal the jar.
Close the jar. Great.
My bad. I left it ajar. I'm sorry.
He's got but yeah, so I mean, I really feel like this was a good conversation to bring. Always talking about fun memories and stuff as you were a kid. It gets fun to do when you get older, and yeah. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm sure we missed a lot of things, but that's, why the chat's there and they remind us of all the awesome stuff that we miss. And I appreciate everybody for showing up and thank you very much. So we'll go around the horn. Greg, where can everybody catch you on YouTube or social media or whatever you got going on?
The next that you can catch me is on Charles's channel, or Will's, as some people like to say. So go on over to YouTube at Williscredia. I think we're gonna do a ranking of the Predator and Alien franchise tomorrow.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm a simp for one of those. So there might be some fighting words said during this thing.
I don't know.
I actually just watched the first Predator last night.
For the first time?
Oh,
no,
did you get
not
the overtones?
Oh, dude, I loved it. I've seen it. You'd laugh. I saw it in the theater. With my older brother.
I didn't do this. It wasn't me. I didn't.
With my older brother. It was one of the one time we were supposed to be out with the church group, and he was like, "Oh, you're not going to church tonight, buddy," because he's like 8 years older than me.
Were you old enough to buy a beer for that showing?
Yes. No. But I remember it. I remember being scared as shit whenever I actually saw it when he took off the mask finally. Whenever he got out of the water and you saw his whole face, I was like, God damn. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
That's why I hate cunnilingus.
It's Lord. As always, you get practical effects when they're done well are always the best because it's right there. You're seeing it right there. There's no uncanny valley.
Beautiful design.
Oh,
and if you saw the original thing that they put Jean-Claude Van Damme in, man, they made such a good choice, mid-production.
Huh.
Oh, that movie could have turned out being like the weirdest cult classic probably ever if they would have they originally planned.
It's crazy because you could literally show Predator a trailer and just show the military stuff, right? And just leave out all movies. Right. And leave out
2 movies, yeah.
Everything. And you'd be like, oh, cool, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger, act. And then whenever it's the review, you'd be like, what in the fuck?
There's so many overtones and undertones that it's going for. It's got a lot of themes, but yeah, I absolutely love it.
Because they play it so serious, and that's what's so great about it. Like when Jesse Ventura gets killed, and the girl is just the jungle came alive and took him, and she's not talking, and she grabs the blood and puts it on her leg. There's just so much stuff that's happening. It's like a thriller and a horror movie mixed in with it's fucking fantastic. And I love
the most epic lines ever. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm sorry.
Where we rank that tomorrow.
So what else you got going on? Anything else?
Content soon, eventually. Other than that, I guess on the internet. But yeah, that's the main thing right now.
Awesome. Bob?
Well, of course, you can find me over on my channel at Bob Loves Movies. We actually moved the Dad's Turn to Talk show over to my channel, so we're live streaming it over there now. And the Dad's Turn to Talk channel will become the home of clips from the show, as well as another stream that we're in the process of planning. You can find me on X and on Criticless. Of course, you can find me here and over on the MSK show on Mondays.
Oh, yeah? You're going to be there for a while?
We'll see.
Charles, what you got going on?
What Gray brought up, we'll be probably ranking Alien versus Predator and then doing some sort of pre-recorded spoiler discussion for Predator Badlands. But to my viewers, I've recognized quite a few names. sub this channel if you enjoyed the conversation. It's the last panel. If someone can drop that in the chat, so I can kind of tell people where to go, and be a part of the discussion on a weekly basis.
Yeah, which most likely, like I said, you have a standing invitation, and you are in the intro and the ending, so that's so that's always good. But yeah, man, I really enjoy having you on. It's been fun because you have such a different point of view than most people that I know. And like I said, I always try to surround myself with people smarter than me. So and that bring
what am I doing here?
being smarter than me. So yeah, I really appreciate it. And thank you.
Thanks for having
Savage
me.
Dad, what do you got going on? Where can people see you?
Let's see. Usually I might be hanging out here, maybe occasionally over on MSK's show, sometimes when I'm not like going to sleep. He for some reason has a penchant for asking me at like 9:30 or 10:30 at night. And I'm like, bro, Arizona, a different time zone. I'm going to bed. Besides that, you'll find me usually on Rogue's Gallery over on Iron Oxide's channel on Saturday late afternoons. You might also find me or Lapsed or whomever over on Comics Crusade, which I think they're streaming right now. Probably Friday nights or whenever it is that we do it. I think it's just kind of a mix of whenever we get around to going over there where we're talking about anything comic books. Just comic books. That's kind of the jam there. You find me on Rumble doing commuter convos on days that I drive into work, which is pretty consistently lately. So you can check that out. And then, yeah, that's where you'll find me around regularly. Anyways.
Warren?
Well, in an hour, no wait. Yes, in an hour and 20 minutes, I will be back on YouTube on the MSK show, where we'll be talking about how much MSK hates women, trans, and black people. After that, on Saturday, tomorrow, I will be live streaming the final page of my 77-page issue 4 for my comic series, the Adventures of Sig and Joe. I will be working on that until it's done, and I should be starting that stream no later than 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and I won't stop until it is done. And then after that, on Monday, I'm hopefully to do a gaming stream. Tuesday, I'll be doing possibly another draw stream, but I might just do gaming streams and rest after doing all that artwork on my comic book. But yeah, MSK tonight, drawing tomorrow, gaming on Monday.
What the hell?
It's an intense week.
Yes.
So yeah, for me, you catch me on the last panel here on Fridays, usually with Gray, Bob, and Warren, and Will has a I'm doing it. I'm doing the MSK here. But no, yeah, you can catch me on last panel, usually with Gray. Me and him will probably do a show coming up where we did one about comedy in general and comedians. We're gonna start doing singular shows about individual comedians and going over careers. We haven't nailed down anything yet, but we're gonna do something like that.
If you end up talking about Charles Patterson, I could probably get him for you.
That would be
his illustrious career.
We are definitely judging that one. We're going to do a live react to it.
Oh, no. I was kidding. I will not be there for that one.
But on Fridays, we do the last panel here. And like I said, it's usually me, Gray, Bob, Warren, Savage Dad when you can make it. But Charles, you have an open standing invitation is whenever you would like to come on. Always appreciate having you on. And then over on the Laps Comic Fan show, where I sometimes make videos, just depends on it. Honestly, just depends on if I want to make a video or not, like, to be honest. But I still do the main stuff I do is Bat Bits, which is the history of Batman, starting from his first comic in 1939, Detective Comics number 27. They're basically like small, like 5 to 7 minute clip videos where I show every page because I don't care. And I tell it the way that I see it. And I do the history of the X-Men, which is X-Men starting from X-Men #1, moving forward. And yeah, and you can catch me on MSK on Saturdays, possibly. Not sure what's going to go on with that, but more focused on this show. So this will probably be my main focus from here on out because I like hanging out with everybody and talking with like-minded people and talking about stuff that we like, which is a lot different than what's on the internet where everybody talks about what they hate. And that kind of gets old and boring and actually very stupid. Look at that. That's quite the camera angle you have there.
It's not an angle. That's just a zoom.
Dramatic effect.
All right. Well, that's quite the zoom you have there. Look at this. Okay.
I don't have a zoom. I'll just have to get up and go like, oh.
Yeah. I can't move. Like, that's why I haven't really moved at all. Like, I cannot move right now. My wife is going to have to come down here and unhook my legs from the apparatus because I have destroyed my knee, and it is going to.
This is what happens when you get old, children. Don't get old. Public service announcement from Laps Comic Fan.
I mean, I'm not saying that you can get old, just don't do things that I do. But yeah, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate everybody. You guys all have a great night, and we will see you